Uncle Sam, it's not he that wants your money. It's Mayor DeBlasio of New York. So I have to set this up. This is too much. Mayor DeBlasio has decided that, according to the New York Times, quote, he's taking aim at the everyday tribulations and injustice of life in the United States. Mayor Bill de Blasio used his sixth State of the City speech to present his tenure in New York City and his promises of things to come as the alternative. The hour-long address on Thursday, that must have been fun, followed a vow by the mayor earlier in the week that he would embark on a national tour to preach the gospel of liberal governance, trumpet his accomplishments in his first 5 years in office, and argue that his new proposals, such as requiring paid vacation for most private sector employees, are a model for the Democratic Party nationally. But he said something else, and you got to listen to this clip to believe it, and here it is.
Bill de Blasio 6.0, his sixth State of the City speech, was a clear attempt by the mayor to reinsert himself into the national conversation, grab the national stage with a blatant appeal to progressives.
Brothers and sisters, there's plenty of money in the world. There's plenty of money in this city. It's just in the wrong hands.
So the money's in the wrong hands, according to Bill de Blasio. He's going to engage in expropriation of property and basically socialize the entire city of New York because the wrong people have made the money and they have their own money and he's going to take it from them. What do you guys think about this? This really is at the center of where America is in the 21st century.
This guy's a psychopath. I mean, he seriously thinks that the wealth of America should be in the government's hands because they're the ones that know what is best for us and what to do with it. I mean, he seriously thinks the strategy is to change and transfer wealth from the people that don't know what they're doing to the government and him. Apparently, he's the one that knows exactly how to fix poverty and homelessness, things like that.
Can someone go back to Moscow and see if Lenin's body's still in that crypt? I'm a little concerned. He's in New York City right now being the mayor.
I mean, what level, and that was Brady, by the way, what level of taxation is necessary in order to get the money out of the wrong people's hands and put all of it in government's hands? I mean,
100%.
Is it 100%? I mean, what do millennials think about this? I mean, if you lived in New York City, even if you don't live in New York City, because he's going to go on a national tour, what do you guys think about the whole idea of anyone in America saying this kind of thing? I mean, this is scary talk.
I'm not an econ expert. I don't have the facts or read up on it, but honestly, that if I work hard for my money, become really successful, and enter the 1%, which I think the entry mark is $250,000 annual salary, I feel that's a low benchmark to be considered 1%. But then again, that's how our economy works, and that's what they stated. Oh, God, I don't want to lose that kind of money if I worked so hard to attain it and maintain it. Being smart with your money, hedge funds, throwing the bank, get the interest on return, a large sums of money.
How about just a small business person whose business kind of takes off after 20 years, and then, after 30 years in business, your business is doing really well. I mean, de Blasio is talking to those people as well. He's essentially saying, you have to give some of that money back. You have too much money. Fuji.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying you have too much money. And what will happen is we'll take it, but we'll give it back to you because you did earn it. I think later in his speech he says you did earn your money. We're giving you back your hard-earned money, but he doesn't say how they're going to give it back to him. So it could be in the form of some sort of social welfare program or whatnot.
Yep,
but he's going to give it back to the people, and it's in the way that needs to be done because they know how to do it. They can't let the business owner decide for himself how to spend his money because it's the wrong way.
He's going to go on a national tour and talk about this. So, I mean, what do you say when you're on a national tour?
I would personally go tout your economic renewal of New York City. You brought half of Amazon's HQ2 to Queens, bringing 25,000 good-paying jobs when you promise 100,000 good-paying jobs, but make no mention in this state of the city.
That's a good point. So is the money in the wrong hands, including the employees of Amazon and also Amazon itself? Maybe we should take the money from Jeff Bezos, although I think his new love interest might have, or the ex-wife has all the money, perhaps. Brady.
I don't know, but apparently Queens is going to become really expensive now, so I guess that's something he doesn't want to bring up.
So I found it interesting a little bit later in the article that we're going over here. It says Mr. de Blasio tiptoed around some of the thornier challenges of his administration, such as the soaring number of homeless and the city's scandal-plagued and deteriorating public housing system. Quote, The New York City Housing Authority has a plan to bring brand new everything to 175,000 NYCHA residents, DeBlasio says. So he's admitting that his administration is rampant and scandal plagued and is deteriorating, and that's where he wants to put the money in. And his fix for fixing all this wrongdoing in the government is brand new everything. Could we be more vague?
So it's like you have this public housing gulag in New York City, just like the Gulag Archipelago in Russia. And now he says that even though New York is responsible for creating it because it's public housing, he wants to create it and make it even better. He wants to make public housing great again.
So granite countertops, Viking stoves and ovens and fridges.
Brand new everything. We get socks, shoes, everything. Who knows what it could be?
Yes,
it's everything.
Each person gets to work according to their ability and take according to their need, according to DeBlasio.
Right.
Brady, thoughts? Come on.
I don't really know how he's going to pull this off. He's just trying to position himself for more of a national audience, maybe eventual presidential run. I don't know. He's going to
Clearly
do
he's
2020.
running. Clearly
yeah.
he's putting himself up there to run for president of the United States.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt about it.
The Democratic primary is going to be a clown car.
Final thoughts, Fuji, on this particular subject.
Yeah, I mean, this is the socialist logic that people like me fear, and that it seems like a lot of millennials are attaching onto and latching onto, and so I think we just need a lot more critical thinkers. I think if when we get into the workforce and people see what this type of policy will do to them as far as taxes and their well-being, and the money starts coming away from them, then maybe they'll change their
Pragmatism.
logic. Yeah.
Exactly. Finalists stand up.